Hey guys, Shadowlink793 here, and I'm back with another Fire Fist deck profile. A lot of you guys liked my previous deck profiles, so I figured, I might as well do this more often. So, yeah, I really liked working on my previous Fire Fist when I teched in Denko Sega. Um, this time I decided to tech in a Fire King Avatar Garunix just because you know what, it's a Fire King. It could work in this deck. I figured why not? I mean, I so this is what I threw in. I forgot I neglected to put in a blaster in my last build. So yeah, there's a blaster in this build now. I forgot to put in my last build. Sorry about that. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already knew to put a blaster in your deck if you wanted to. Um, two Fire King High Avatar Garunixes because you can. His effect is if he's destroyed, he gets to blow up shit. And while people may not see that as really great for this format, I see it. It's a free pop and it's a free monster if you get Onslaught, which you'll always get Onslaught because that card is just always seems to get in your hand with all the searching you do in this deck and all the other shit you're doing. So I think it's fine. Of course, still sticking with his two dragons. That is like it is like a searcher for your deck, and it gets your 10 cents out a lot faster. And you know, always want that 1,000 point boost. And always good for this deck. Two Wolf Barks. I side deck one other Wolf Bark because I feel like I always draw them when I don't need them. But I have three Wolf Barks is good. I just prefer to use two for this for what this particular deck. Usually I tech in three. Three bears because bear you need to pop shit and search out your fire formations. One gorilla because although gorilla is a good guard for popping Babkuro, you're probably not gonna need that much with the Gyokos and whatever when you side in Denko Sega, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be shut down for their back row if they're back row centric. Um, I teched in three leopards because they're the main searchers now. I only put in one rooster because I only have one at the moment and I don't want to put in more than I have. But if you can get in with more than one, that's cool too. But I only ever use set of one rooster, and because I just usually abuse that one rooster's effect. So yeah, take it as it is, or you know whatever works for you guys. It's you if it works for you, hey, fine. Two, three roosters. I personally only prefer using one. One spirit because you can only use one. Um, Dark Hole, of course. Three MSTs, one Tensu. I side deck another Tensu because Tensu actually really do help if you get them out. Two Gyokos, because Gyoko is a really good card for this format. Shuts down one of their set back row. Can't even respond to it. So you might have just hit a really important card that they needed, and you're boosting your Fire Fist by 100, which actually does make a bit of a lot of difference when you stack in all the formations in this deck. Three Tankies, obvious searcher. Three Onslaught of the Fire Kings. You don't even have to search out Garunix. You could also use it to get out like a dragon or something, if you just need to use it for a quick exceed too. So it's good for that too. I usually use it for Garunix, but if Garunix is like dead in your hand or something, that's why we have blasters to pop and destroy them. Also, if you want to onslaught for a level rank 4 or something, yeah. And I think you could also use Onslaught to special summon a Spirit, which would negate his effect, so you can go Synchro for more than a Beast Warrior type monster, but I'm not sure on that ruling. If someone in the comments can tell me the ruling on that, that'd be great. Um, okay, on to the traps now. The two Vanity's Emptiness, great card for this format. Shuts down all special summonings, even if it's only for a little bit before you hits the grave. It's really good for this format. I have a feeling I have a feeling it's probably gonna get hit to one at least or limited. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I just feel that the card's like too good, but there are ways out of it. So I don't think it's gonna get hit. I don't think it's gonna get hit this format. So anyway, two Tencents because we want to buff up our Beast Warriors. One Torrential, clears field. One Compulse, bounces monster. One Warning, negates summon, always good. One Bottomless, banishes their monster, always good. Two Fiendish Chains, and to negate their monster effects and they can attack. And one Breakthrough skill, because negating effects is awesome. Because I run into a lot of people who just abuse their monsters effects, and I just got a breakthrough skill or you got a fiendish chains. Normally I run Veilers, but I think breakthrough skill is actually a somewhat better card since you can reuse it like up to 4 times, as long as it's two of those times being during your turn. So I think it's a really good card. If you can run in Veilers too, that'd be good. That I think that would work too. So if you want to try that, it's fine. Now onto the extra deck. Most important part of this deck. Well, one of the most important parts of this deck. 1/1/1. Eat up their special summon monsters. It doesn't hit grave, so no, it won't get their effects or anything. Exciton Knight. Blow up field. Cardinal. Recycle their shit back to their deck and recycle your formations or your monsters back to your deck. Always good. One Heartland Draco because that direct attack is pretty fucking strong. And if you have a face-up card, spell card, which you most of the time you will, you can attack directly. And they can't attack it direct. They can't target it, so it's really good. Two Tiger Kings because main XC of this deck, you can't run this deck without Tiger Kings. Well, you probably could, but I just like Tiger King because it looks like a boss and it's really useful for this deck. One Abyss Dweller because graveyard effects are no for if because a lot of decks rely on that shit, and I say no. One Ragna Zero because I actually really like that card. During either player's turn, you can destroy a monster with a different attack than before, which you might not think you run into it most of the time, but I actually kind of run into it a lot. But I go into him quite a bit, so it's actually a pretty good card to tech in if to use your extra deck for. It's not like you're gonna use it for anything else. One Steel Swarm Roach, negate their inherent special summons, really good. I don't know how to pronounce this one, but it's that one knight. I don't know. It's that one. It's this one knight. It's 2450 card whatever it's called. It's really good because they can detach, and then if you target exactly one card, you can change the target to something another appropriate target. So if they compulse your monster, you could change it to the compulse their monster or something. Or if they want to target yours with a D prison, you could also target it to another appropriate target. Which it's a really good card for this format, which is pretty good actually. One Cowboy because Cowboy for game always, yeah. And one Photon Papilloperative, which I actually don't go into that much, but I've actually found a bit of use out of it, just to like flip their face down monsters into face up position, and they lose 600. And actually, that's won me game a lot of late games. So I didn't expect that. So it's pretty good. Synchros, one Black Rose. I think you could if you could go into with Spirit. I'm not sure if you use it negate its effects with Onslaught. I'm not sure about that. If somebody could check that ruling. Vulcan the Divine because it's a bouncer. You could bounce one of your cards, bounce one of your opponent's cards. You could also bounce your Tenki, reuse your Tenki, get another search. I think it's a good and it's bounced their monster, so you could attack. It's a really good. I think it's really good. One Prince because if you could use Prince's effect to special summon Rooster effect search, obvious play right there, always good. Okay, now we get to the side deck. This is what I side deck as of the moment, cause I don't really. This is just my side deck for anything that I think will work. I don't side for anything specific, but I will make another. I will make a different. If I make another deck, I'll probably have a different side for it. So if I have to side, I mostly these days I'm gonna probably try against Shaddolls or Stellar Knights or Cliports, because those are the last thing that topped this last YCS. But anyway, here's my side deck. I side deck one Soul Charge because although it's a really good card, I don't see it really helping me in this deck unless I absolutely need it. One Tensu. I actually get a lot of use out of a Tensu in this deck, but I've never had to go more than one of Tensu. That's why I only run one in this deck. But if I ever need to side deck another one, that's right there. Two Lances. I side deck those. Now, in my previous deck, I think I main deck those. The reason I side decked Lances is because, well, again, a lot of the more the recent decks I've run into haven't really been back row centric that days, and Lance has kind of hurt me more than helped me. Oh, which is why I'm teching in Denko Sekas into. I'll probably take those out for something else to side deck in. But I don't know. Circle the Fire Kings, cause recycle your fire monsters. Again, recycle from the graveyard, special summon them. Like I said, one Wolf Bark. I side one Grand Mole in because Grand Mole is a really good card and it really fucks up a lot of shit. I mean, bounce, free, you always back to your hand, always have a monster. Especially if you're bouncing like their extra deck cards, they'll just go back to deck. Because nothing, Grand Mole is too good of a card in my opinion. Denko Seika, again, I mentioned my previous deck file format for those heavy back road centric decks. So I recommend putting. I only run two of them in this format in this deck. So I usually slide those out for something that I don't really need in the next match. So one Tensen, because I actually do run this deck with three Tensens, and it actually does help a lot. It just depends on what I'm playing. Another breakthrough skill, just in case I want to double breakthrough everything. I sided out my D prisons, and they're just right there. So usually I main deck those, but for this particular deck format, this deck, I'm pretty much gonna side deck those. And one soul drain, because we can't have all those monster effects in grave going off. No, 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 because a lot of shit goes. A lot of graveyard effects go off. Shadal's, Yang Zings. I think it stops Yang Zings. I'm not sure though. Well, if you want to stop like Yang Zings, I usually go for like Dephasers and macros, but I don't run those in this deck. It would hurt me more than help me. So anyway, guys, this is my Fire Fist. Well, I don't know what to call this actually. I just call this my. This is my second Fire Fist deck profile with Garunix, I guess. I'm probably not going to call it. I'm just going to call it my Fire Fist deck profile. This is my second Fire Fist deck profile. Leave a comment in the video and let me know if I should make any changes. What should I tech in? What should I side? What should I put in this deck format? Is test it out, see how it works, and let me know in the comments if it's a good deck. Cause I think it's a good build. I've tested it. It's been pretty consistent on me so far. So Shadowlink793 here. I'll see you in the next let's play slash deck profile slash any kind of video I decide to make. So see you guys next time. Later. Bye.